Hi, and welcome to this video on how to set up the settings for quick quotes, how to set up events, and how to configure a workflow to include quick quotes. Now, if you started using the system, you may have noticed if you attempt to create a quick quote, you may see this message regarding no terms and conditions. Now, if you don't include terms and conditions on your quick quotes, you will still need the system to have a default terms and conditions. To do this, from the admin menu, select Manage Terms and Conditions. And what you'll notice under the default column, there's no default terms and conditions selected. If I highlight General Terms and Conditions, or General Terms, and from the Action drop down choose Mark Selected as Default, this will become our default terms and conditions in the system. What you will then notice when you go to Projects, Create Quick Quote, the system will allow you to progress. Now, creating a quick quote project is actually covered in a separate video. So now what we'd like to do is create an event for our quick quote, and you'll notice here that I have no current quick quote events. To create a new event, choose Create Event, and for simplicity we'll call this quick quote. Our usual quick quotes are turned around in 5 days. We're not going to make it mandatory, and it does not require manager approval. Now, quick quotes are classed as an RFX event. We decide on our completion, complete before decision date, before completion date, before project start date, or after project start date. We're going to make the title quick quote, and it's really the next type in the RFX that decides or determines that this will be a quick quote. So simply choose the drop down list and select quick quote. The method is fixed as quick quote, and also immediate return is automatically selected to yes. You can decide whether you require verification. In this case we'll be saying no, and then you decide on your quick quote options. So in this case we wish to randomly select suppliers from the database, and we're going to choose 3 local suppliers, 3 non-local suppliers based on our postcodes, and we're going to choose no additional suppliers. From a procurer side, we have the option here to have supplier attachments, which we're going to turn on, and the remaining options are either mandatory, optional, or set to off to not include in the quick quote. So point of delivery, a little bit of a dated feature, not often used now, so we'll set that to off. Item breakdown, we're actually going to choose the option. So some quick quotes we do include item breakdowns. For other quick quotes we send them out just with documentation. We're not going to include evaluation processes in our quick quotes. We're going to optionally include procurer attachments depending on the type of quick quote we choose, whether we're choosing item line breakdown or we just attach some documentation. And we're not going to include terms and conditions for our quick quotes. From a messaging point of view, you can choose additional information. If that's set to off, suppliers will not be allowed to message you within the system. You can also set this messaging to be to a single point of contact for a supplier, and also whether the procurers and the suppliers are allowed attachments. In this case we're going to say yes, we're going to allow buyer attachments, and we're also going to allow supplier attachments. Once I choose continue, it will take me to the next step, which is rules. We're not going to apply rules to our quick quotes. And then it will give me a final summary screen, a final chance just to review the settings that I've chosen. If I do create event, that event will be created and available for work. If I now choose workflows, and we're going to create a new workflow, and this is for quick quotes. Just going to spell check that. Project type is going to be a quick quote. And then it will allow me to add the events to this particular workflow. So simply choose add events, and in this case we're going to choose our quick quotes. We're going to then evaluate the response, which is just a bespoke step. We're not using the evaluation tool, and then we're going to decide. Once I choose add events, that will be created and my easy workflow for quick quotes is now available. Now I can, if I've chosen or the system is added in the wrong sequence, I can easily just drag and drop the events into the right sequence. Once I choose continue, I can then apply a threshold. Now in our local authority we're allowed to use quick quotes if the threshold's £10,000. When I choose continue, I'm getting a quick summary of my title, description and project type, a quick summary of my events and the threshold that I've chosen to use. When I choose create workflow, that workflow will now be added. Now actually creating quick quotes is covered in a separate video.